Welcome back to Medical Field Notes, the segment where we invite our physicians, providers, and healthcare professionals to share their notes from the medical field about topics our community wants to explore. I'm Kirsten Newland, Director of Communications and Development, and I am here again with Brandon Douglas, a PA from Hillsdale Medical Associates. Welcome back, Brandon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Last time
that.
we talked a little bit about sun exposure.
Yes.
Now we're going to talk about swim safety, another relevant topic for the summer. So tell us, why is swimming good? Why should we swim?
It's a lot of fun.
It is fun.
You have a great time.
Yeah.
You know, it's great for all ages. Like
Yeah.
obviously as kids, we have those core memories of growing up on the lake or
Absolutely.
swimming, or in a pool if you have
Yeah.
one. And as we get older, it's refreshing and it's fun to do with your friends and family and just kind of hanging out.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's a great form of exercise as well.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a hallmark staple of like
Yeah.
our summers in Michigan.
Let's talk a little bit about that. So swimming in different settings, what are kind of some of the safety precautions we need to keep in mind?
Yeah, so if we're going to like a big body of water, like Lake Michigan or
Okay.
any of the Great Lakes,
Yeah.
we kind of treat them like an ocean.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's sometimes some of them have like some currents,
Yeah.
or the big waves can pull you out,
Yeah.
or knock you down.
Mhm.
They also have like flag warnings in a lot of these beaches.
Yeah.
So the big thing is to pay attention to what those are.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal.
Okay.
And obviously a lot of times there's a lot more people at those beaches.
Yeah.
So we have other risks of, kind of not being spotted and kids
Sure.
getting kind of lost in the water.
Yeah.
So there's a whole slew of other things that happen. But
Okay.
and then obviously the biggest risk with water is drowning, right? So we want to understand that that's a possibility anytime we get in the water.
Absolutely. For kids and adults, right? Both.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, all ages.
Absolutely.
Obviously, kiddos are more prone and more at risk.
Sure.
Right? It's the number one cause of death in kiddos 1 to 4 years old is
Wow.
drowning. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So not a lot of people know that, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of us we grow up on a lake or grow up on a pool,
Yeah.
and it's just what we do,
Natural.
right? But we have to understand, that, especially as like adults, and we even have little kiddos or other adults around.
Yeah.
We got to have a safe, kind of a safe respect for it. For having kiddos in the home and having them play and swim, the big thing is if there's like buckets or basins or things that are like left out that have water in them.
Yeah.
Right? Like a kiddie pool from yesterday we
Sure.
left out there. Well, if little Johnny goes outside to follow the dog and he falls and slips and goes in the pool, they can
Yeah.
drown in a little bit of water.
Wow.
So if there's any basins or containers that are left out, we always want to flip them upside down.
Right,
Yep. If we have a pool or anything with water in it, we want to make sure we have a 4-sided fence.
Yeah.
That's childproof.
Yeah.
So those are some big ones.
So what are some of the safety precautions you would recommend having in place for kids, whether it's on a beach or in a pool? What would you recommend?
Yeah, so if we're in these like local inland lakes, we don't really have to worry too much about like a tide pulling us out or anything like that. If that is the case on like a bigger lake, we always want to swim parallel with the beach. We don't want to swim right in, or else we're not going to fight it.
Yeah, sure.
But in these local, kind of these local smaller lakes, when it comes to like having kiddos around, the big thing is with child safety and drowning is making sure we have an adult supervising at all times. Yeah. So a good saying is, if everyone's watching your kid swim, no one's watching your kid swim.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Because everyone thinks, oh, so and so is watching
Yep.
Johnny or what, and the next thing you know, something bad happens. So another thing that's super important is drowning is silent. Right. So in the movies, people are thrashing and screaming and they're drowning. That's not how it is, right?
No.
So when kids, they take a breath of air and they get water and they go into the water, it's quiet and it's fast, right?
Yeah.
So that is something that as an adult we have to always be looking for, right? And being aware of.
Absolutely.
So when we're supervising those kiddos, we don't want to be distracted.
Yeah.
Put the phone away, right? If we're talking to other people, we really want to have our focus on the kiddos and be like, hey, I'm watching the kids swim.
Yep.
You can help me watch the kids swim.
Yeah,
right?
that's great.
Another thing too is if we're drinking alcohol or doing other things like that, that decreases our reaction time. It makes us more distracted.
So
it's not recommended.
Yeah, so we should kind of think about it like driving almost. Yes. You don't want to be too distracted. You don't want to be
100%,
impaired.
100%.
Yeah,
that's a great analogy.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about flotation devices.
Yes.
What is kind of optimal and what might not be effective enough?
Yeah. So if we get a flotation device or like a life jacket, it has to be U.S. Coast Guard approved.
Oh,
So you'll see it right like on the tag. It'll sit right on
Yeah.
there. So be looking at it. Those little puddle jumpers that go around the arms,
Yeah.
that look super cute and
Yeah.
those aren't
No.
life-saving flotation devices.
No, because
They're
they could
like-
slip off really easily,
Yeah,
right?
or the kid can just go into the water. It's
Yeah.
not made to hold their whole body up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like a swim aid,
Yeah.
but it's not a flotation device. So a really big deal.
So for adults,
Yeah.
when even if you're a good swimmer, when is
Yeah.
there risk?
Right. So the big risk with swimming with adults is if we're swimming like alone. Because if something happens, we're out swimming
Yeah.
and we're like in a lake and we're 50 feet offshore or
Yeah.
whatever, and we have a cramp or we
Oh.
take in a breath of water and like I
It
said,
happens.
it happens.
Yeah.
Right? So swimming by yourself in itself adds a level of danger
Yeah.
and risk.
Yeah.
If we're pushing our limits, right? So if you're like, hey, I'm like a decent swimmer, but I really want to go swim across the lake and swim back because my doctor said I should get more exercise.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And then we get halfway out there and we cramp up or things like that
Just
happen.
exhausted.
Yeah. So know your
Yeah.
limits when you're swimming as an
Okay.
adult.
Yeah.
Another really, really important one is diving. So if we're on a dock, if we're on a pool,
Yeah.
everyone loves to dive.
Yeah.
Super fun. When we are in those scenarios where we don't know the exact depth of the water, diving can be deadly, right?
Wow.
So people dive down, they hit the ground, they break their neck.
Yeah.
Either
Just like
they-
a fall.
Either they
Yeah.
drown or they get paralyzed, and we hear about these
Wow.
stories every year.
Let's just briefly touch on some of the more minor kind of effects that you could get from swimming that might be irritating or potentially cause some damage. For instance, swimmer's ear. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So that's a super common complication.
Yeah.
So basically, it's usually in younger kiddos
Okay.
that are like under the water, playing, swimming, diving down,
Yeah.
whether in the pool or lakes. And we get water that's kind of trapped in the ear canal. And basically, we can have bacteria with it.
Oh.
And over a few days,
Okay.
that bacteria that's in that water kind of grows and it causes an infection in that canal, right? We have like our eardrum and
Yeah.
then we have the canal.
Yeah.
So, the kiddos are going to have some pain in that ear. It might be muffled. A lot of times we'll see like a little bit of drainage or crusting or like they wake
Oh,
up
yeah.
and the mom's like, hey, there's some like drainage on the kiddo's pillow,
Yeah.
And this is when you'd call your primary care provider,
Okay.
or we utilize our walk-in clinics
Yeah.
and kind of be checked out, right?
Yeah,
So we have a
absolutely.
trained, a provider, take a little light, look in the ear, and see what it looks like. If
Yeah.
it is infected, they usually give some ear drops and it's taken care of.
Okay.
If it's really, really severe or progressed, they can give like oral antibiotics, but
Okay.
the vast majority of time it's treated outpatient, really, really easy.
Sure.
Another thing when we're in lakes is
Yeah.
usually we're barefoot, we're walking in the sand on the beach. There's
a great
rocks,
point.
there's zebra mussels, there's sticks. There's things
Yeah.
that we can cut
Even
the bottom of our
litter.
feet.
Yeah. Broken
100%.
glass. You have to be careful.
100%. So whenever we experience that, obviously we want to keep that area or that cut clean.
Yeah.
Sand, dirt, mud, muck, wherever you're at. That's the
Yeah.
hard part, right? So we get it flushed out with water and then call your provider right away,
Okay.
right? Because that's not going to necessarily clean it.
Yeah.
To the
Schedule a
extent that it needs.
visit. Get in there. Yeah.
So that's why, the nice thing about, our system at Hillsdale Hospital is we
Yeah.
do have the walk-in clinic.
Yes.
right?
And we have
So-
2 of them now.
Yes.
One in Hillsdale at Hillsdale Health and Wellness, and the Reading Health Clinic as well.
In a lot of cases too, we can call our provider. I'm
Yeah.
a primary care provider.
Yeah.
And a lot of times in cases like that, we can see you the same day, right?
Wow.
So at least try that avenue first.
Yeah. Is there anything that, maybe you get a wound on your foot or you have swimmer's ear, what should you not do?
Yeah, I think just like not doing anything and just waiting and letting
Okay.
like this infection get worse
Yeah.
is a big thing.
Sure.
Right? So sometimes if we see it within a few, a day or
Yeah.
two, if it's like an ear pain or the next
Yeah.
day or that day of a cut,
Yeah.
we can flush it out, clean it, make sure it's clear. We may not need to give oral antibiotics or other things
Yeah.
like that. It's case by
Yes,
case,
sure.
But the big thing is if we just wait and just, I'll give it
Yeah.
to the end of the week, and
In
then
the
all of a sudden
summer,
we got an abscess in the foot, and then we have to drain it, and then we're in trouble. there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the big thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us again on Medical Field Notes.
Of course, my pleasure.
If you would like to learn more about Hillsdale Hospital, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, all of the platforms. You can listen to our podcast, Rural Health Today, at ruralhealthtoday.com. Check out our video interviews online and follow our website for career opportunities, health information, and more. We'll be back with more Medical Field Notes very soon. But until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and remember Rural Health Strong.